I've decided to challenge myself to get the Era the S Plus Spy achievement in Resident Evil 4's Remake DLC Separate Ways, which you get for beating the game on professional difficulty with an S Plus rank. That means you need to beat the game in under 2.5 hours, save 10 times or less, and start from a new save. Now, you can use bonus weapons like the Chicago Sweeper, but I will not be doing that as an extra layer of challenge for myself. Oh, and also, I've beaten the DLC on professional once, and I won't be using any guides or well-known strategies or anything like that. I just want to go in with my own brain. So, in short, can I beat Separate Ways on professional difficulty in under 2 hours and 30 minutes, saving 10 times or less, without using bonus weapons and without any plans or strats? Let's find out. I start in Luis's cell, and I run straight for the hole in the wall while grabbing a green herb to immediately be thrown in a boss fight with the black robe, also known as Pesanta. Her first phase is pretty straightforward. Shoot her in the face a bunch of times, until I get a stun, and a roar, triggering the second phase. Here, she'll be slightly more aggressive and learn the Kagebushi no Jutsu, apparently. But the game plan is the same. But this time, I make sure to avoid the clones, shooting the ones that get too close. And when I'm safe, I try and find the real one to, well, shoot her in the face some more. Rinse and repeat until... Gotcha. In the courtyard, my objective is to get on the other side. I do it stealthily, kind of on brand now that I think about it. So I sneak behind every enemy in the area. I found a pattern that seems to be working perfectly and pretty consistently. On the way, I made sure to grab all the treasure, loot, and especially the sniper rifle with its sight. A few more stabby stabs, and I'm through undetected. Perfect alignment, let's go. Once I get to this point, there's nothing I can do to avoid detection, so I just quickly shoot all the explosive barrels, not missing any shots, and then I clear the rest of the enemies with the cannon. When I'm done, I hook across, loot the area, get scammed by the two enemies on the left, dropping nothing. Nothing? Really? I'm not mad. And then I hook across one more time to end the first chapter. When chapter 2 starts, I immediately run up to the first Ganado and dispatch him. Then I hook across to do the same to his... wife? I don't know, I don't want to assume anything. Then I hook across one more time to... Ada kick. The next Ganado and finish him off with a knife. I jump down when the Ganado downstairs can see me and go around crouching under the explosives so I can sneak behind them and absolutely fail the knife kill because the game decided that I do not deserve a prompt on stairs, apparently. Damn it! So I just shoot him. I run up far enough to trigger the door sequence and stagger the Ganados with a few pop shots so that they're all bunched up when I shoot the explosive barrel. I then bait the pig-head guy into the explosive I purposefully did not disarm earlier, and I finish off the stragglers. Hit a kick. For the next part, I throw a flash, watch out, grab the yell, or I guess kick the shit out of that enemy. Throw a flash, grab herb, run through, hook away. I even ignore Wesker's call. Up, Wesker. Something about complete local saturation. Once I reach the cabin, I get rid of all the enemies and move onto the bridge where I pop shots at the female Ganado, staggering her, so I can run past and hook away. The next area is pretty easy to get through. I just have to hook across a few times, a few enemies, And make sure that I get all the medallions for the merchant. Once I get to the church, I run past all the ganados gathering there because they heard a campana to reach the merchant, which I initially ignored to loot the area past him, but before the boss fight. Once I've done that, I go back to the merchant to repair the knife, buy upgrades to the power of the pistol and the sniper, sort my inventory a little, complain about the auto sort sometimes being stupid. Why did you put that one up there? Because this is where I'll be making my first save. Now that I'm all ready, I run to the door, which triggers the second fight with Pesanta. I start by running to the left behind the fence, which I noticed always baits out the same attack and the same miss, provided you're not aiming at her head with a sniper. Gotcha. I then run towards the middle of the arena where the overcooked cop is resting. Anyway, I use that to play Ring Around the Rosie with Pesanta and beta her attacks so that she misses and I can punish her with some headshots. Once she roars, she's in her second phase. She will start sending out a clone of herself towards me, and this clone won't disappear if I shoot it. The general idea remains the same though. I keep playing Ring Around the Rosie with her and keep doing damage, trying my best to avoid both her and her clone. Good attack, good attack. Good attack, good attack. After I do enough damage, she'll get stunned again and roar, triggering the third phase. Melee. I got pretty lucky here, scoring some crits and immediately stunning her to do massive damage with the knife execution. Getting absolutely bigger. Dodge. Knife. But the third phase is basically the same as the second, but with an extra clone. I got a little sloppy here, but it's because I knew that she was a few hits away from being defeated. Gotcha. I could have avoided the last shot. After the fight, I loot the village area and run to the Big Cheese's house. I make my way inside, loot it, grab the key hidden behind the painting, and grab the info on Louise from the drawer. On my way out, I smell a distinct aroma of parmesan, and sure enough, I get ambushed by the Big Cheese himself. It's time to skedaddle. I stun the ganado blocking the door, and swiftly avoid the enemies outside, so I can reach the hook prompt and... Hello? Why does this game hate me? Sorry about that. Where were we? Oh, right. And I smoothly give them the slip.
Looks like I gave them the slip.
I visit at the merchants later, and I'm on my way into the factory. Once in there, I start acting like most adult men on the internet and start looking for feet. On my way to Luis's location, I lovingly stab some dudes. Yeah, I know, I realized it after I said it. Need a kick.
A clean strike.
Bonk. I steal back Leon's sweet jacket. And I reach a place where Luis and Leon were held. I find Luis's footprints, and follow them. But on my way back up, the villagers are waiting for me. I eliminate the first wave of enemies, including a chainsaw guy. That's it. And make my way to the iron bar door that leads outside. But the way is blocked by steam, so I have to turn a valve first. I'm pretty sure the chainsaw lady will always miss her swing while you're finishing turning the valve, so I just go for it. No! This is literally the only time I got grabbed by a ganado, by the way, so that was pretty unlucky. After getting saved by Wesker from getting mauled by a bunch of villagers, I make my way towards Louise, stopping by the merchant to buy charms for extra chances of crafting bonus handgun and sniper ammo.
Then we go.
And I buy the wrong case sides for no reason.
I could have probably bought the other one, huh? I'm stupid.
Luckily, it's enough to fit the crossbow for the next boss fight coming up. I loot and shoot my way through the village until I get right before the bridge where I make my second save, right before El Gigante.
Save number 2.
Speaking of which, it's time for the El Gigante boss fight. El Gigante is a damage sponge, so the harder part of this fight is actually done before even starting it, by getting here with enough ammo and some grenades to keep the ganados at bay. When the fight starts, I immediately hook up to a tall building and start doing damage. I also make sure to not stay on the same building for too long, because I want them to stay up for as long as possible. I think someone said something about having the high ground in a fight being a good thing. I shoot the big boy enough to reveal its plaga on the back, and then lay into it with all my crossbow exploding arrows, which is pretty much the only place where this weapon is really useful in this run. A couple more shots, and that's the first stun. After that sequence, I hook back up and lob a grenade at El Gigante, rocking him, and take advantage of the little stun to lay into the plaga with the SMG. Once the building I'm on is down, I kite all the ganados towards me and lob a grenade their way, taking most of them out. Bonus points for damaging El Gigante with that one too. Eventually, after a few more snipes, I make sure to hit the knife prompt when I stun him, and the big guy goes down like a sack of potatoes, ending chapter 3.
Oh yeah. Got him.
When chapter 4 starts, something smells like it's burning, and it turns out Louisa's left the stove on or something. I bait the enemies one side and run to the other to completely avoid them and reach Luis's lab.
Hey, you're good, Leon. Leon. You're good, Luis. Go, 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 go.
We run through the fire, but it's too late. The suppressant is long gone, but hope is not. We can make more. The catch? We need 3 ingredients to make it, which is our next quest. Luis and I immediately split up as I go for the first ingredient, which is hidden in a drawer in a room locked behind a couple very easy puzzles.
I'll elaborate.
This is also where Leon teaches me that knives work better for close encounters. Once I escape Mr. Kennedy, my sight is set to the second ingredient on the list. Once again, the puzzles here are so complicated that it's only thanks to my incredible wits and talent that I managed to escape with my life. Just kidding. Just have to shoot some gonks to escape the remix version of the drill room.
Bonk, and we're out.
Ooh. I grab the silver bottle, and as I do that, the armors come to life and try to kill me, but I lock them in. I grab the necklace from the drawer, pretty important to have some extra money later, and then make my way to the next room, where this time, I get locked in with the armors and have to fight them.
Watch out.
Like in the original, Plagas still get one-shot by flash grenades, so the strategy here is to expose as many as possible at once to use the least amount possible. The hard part is to do that without getting hurt too much by them or the bolts from the crossbow zealots that spawn outside.
So nice.
When the fight is over, I grab everything I need and get out of there with the gold bottle in hand, which is the second ingredient.
Alright.
Alright. One ingredient left.
To reach the final ingredient, I have to go through a maze. But the real annoying part is this red-robed zealot chanting his lungs off.
Can you, like, not?
Blinded by rage, I run straight at him and try to get rid of him as fast as possible.
Shut up!
Once that's done, I get the blue moonstone to open the door that leads out of the maze, get all the medallions,
That should do it.
and loot,
And we're out.
and get out of the maze to reach the room where the third ingredient is stored.
The last ingredient's not full now. This must be the collection room.
Blue butterfly.
I input the combination
It's this, this.
and grab the blue butterfly, the third and last ingredient. I track Luis's footprints again and make my way towards him. On the way, there are some enemies to eliminate,
Get on fire, bitch.
and some important treasure to collect. Then I go down the stairs, Ada style. You trust that thing so much. And reach the waterway. I turn a valve to drain the water out of the waterway and clear out the area of both enemies and loot. Once everything is done, I make my way back to the merchant to make my third save. Then I realize like an idiot that I forgot to sell the old sniper and buy a new one and upgrade it, so I'll have to do that after saving. Oh, and I also sell the fully gemstones necklace and crown that I picked up. That'll come into play later. After that, I'm ready for the double Garador room. To start, I line up a sniper shot so that I can hit both weak spots at once. Then I throw a few grenades to damage both,
Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up.
and finish them off by safely sniping their weak spot from a distance. I collect everything I can and rush to the elevator to get to the merchant right before the Pesanta boss fight. I upgrade my case and buy a rocket launcher. That's where the money from selling the treasure comes into play. I've tried to fight Pesanta without the rocket launcher, but it's such a waste of time and ammo that I felt I needed to do it this way.
Imagine if I miss it.
And spoiler alert, it won't be the last time I'll need to resort to that. When the fight starts, I should immediately hit the rocket launcher shot, but for an abundance of caution, I hesitate, which makes me get bitch slapped by Pesanta. However, that doesn't matter. I dodge the next attack and ensure the rocket launcher shot hits, ending the first phase quickly. I loot the arena, then grab the treasure to trigger the second phase. In the first phase of this fight, I employ the strategy of run around the arena to dodge your attacks and absolutely go to town on the weak spot with the sniper, which I guess is a fire, flying, or rock type attack, because it's super effective on this bug.
You're not getting away.
For the second phase, she'll summon some Novistadors to help her, but I use my Taioken. Wait, that's Japanese. I use my Colpo del Sole. Nope, that's Italian. I use a Solar Flare. There you go, that's the right one. Damn, I know Dragon Ball in 3 languages. What the hell? I use a Flash Grenade to keep them stunned for the entire time I need in order to snipe Pesanta in her weak spot again, getting the second stagger and ending the fight.
Should be it, right?
Absolutely demolished. Once the looting is over, I make my way forward to find out that Louise has indeed passed away. After shedding a tear, I start my pursuit of Louise's killer, Krauser. He has the ember that I need. I fight my way through some tunnels with pistons? It's all pretty elaborate, really. There are a bunch of enemies to fight and loot to be grabbed, but that's the usual at this point. I keep going until I just miss Krauser leaving in his boat. The idiot left the keys for the other boat right next to it though, so I'm able to follow him shortly after, accompanied by Leon, which also ends chapter 5. Once we reach the island, I immediately abandon Leon and make my way through, avoiding enemy detection with some sweet stealth moves and taking the cargo elevator down to the merchant. Not before getting rid of the two enemies riding it up to me.
Press the button.
That's when I make my 4th save. I make my way through the next area with 2 strategically placed flashes, avoiding all combat.
Bye.
Then I go back for the loot once the enemies despawn. I buy some large resources for emergency sniper ammo or flashes from the merchant, as well as the recipe for heavy grenades after selling my treasures. I find out the door I need to open to leave the facility won't budge as it has no power, so I start looking for a way to power it up. I eventually happen to steal the power unit from the freezer, so these guys better eat all their ice cream before it melts. I make my way back to the door and it opens up. Enough. Which leads me to Ada's worst carnival ride.
Not my favorite carnival ride.
At the end of the ride though, I make my 5th save. After triangulating its position, I snap the explosive barrel in the left turret, then I jump down and avoid getting shot by the remaining one before I reach the right position to blow it up as well. They start throwing a lot of enemies at me, and I get rid of them by using their own stuff against them.
Ada kick.
I finally managed to blow up the last turret that's stopping me from crossing the bridge, and I leave, hooking towards the other side of the broken bridge and towards the entrance of the comms facility. As I start getting worried about possibly running out of time to get an S+ rank, I meet a new friend. Never mind, it's not a friend. I avoid Martinico a couple times until I reach the... Never mind, there are lasers. Alright, then I avoid the lasers until I reach the comms control room.
Well, that was excessive.
Oh, that was excessive.
Realizing what Wesker's plan is, Ada rebels against him and doesn't exactly do as he says. All that's left to do is leave the facility.
We're leaving.
I wish I could say goodbye to my friend Martinico one last... I was kidding! Lucky for me, Ada avoids the lasers like a swift, graceful, acrobatic goddess and makes it out, ending Martinico, her mission in that facility,
Ada.
and the chapter.
Super spy.
She fit. As Ada plans to meet up with Leon in the sanctuary, where he's going to save Ashley, I make my way forward and make my 6th save. A gauntlet of enemies tries to stop me from reaching Leon, but they can't. I eliminate all of them without much effort.
Easy.
I then reach the merchant for one final visit, buying the rocket launcher once again to beat Sadler fast, which would otherwise be a very long battle. I also save again for the 7th and last time. Because since I'm basically reaching the end of the game, I've realized that I haven't saved as much as I should have probably, so might as well. I make my way to the sanctuary, getting rid of the sneaky novistadors who think they're smart. And I don't even need the treasure dangling above my head. I equip the rocket launcher and enter the room, starting the boss fight. Also ending it.
Shut up.
And that means I'm on the final stretch, baby. I need to rush across to get Leon the red rocket launcher. And there's one right there in plain sight, which is apparently just what I was looking for. I drop down, and the final gauntlet starts.
Grab the grass. I'll cubierto. Whee. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me. Let's go. Iframes! Oh, I stunned him right with the last bullet. That's great. Let's go. I fucked up. I should have waited for that. Wrong way. Don't shoot me, please. Thank you. Run, Ada. Watch out. Watch out. There you go. There you go. Goodbye, bitch. Aha. I dodge you. Time to end this.
With the game nearing its end, one question remains. Did I fulfill all the conditions to unlock the achievement?
Woo! S+.
Yay! We did it. GG's.